Hi guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching me from. So a quick one, let me know in the comment section where you're watching from and how you're doing today. So it's our last day for the book, the seven decisions, the seven that will decide your success from Mike Murdoch. So this is the last series for the book. So we're gonna start one of my favorite book this week. I think that one will make it daily because it's much. So that's the magic. So get ready, and it's so exciting because one of my favorite books to read now. So today, the seventh decision is your decision to sow seed with the expectation of a specific harvest. One of the things that I do all the time is with my business partners, once someone send a message to make an inquiry, and I ask the person, what are your why? Why do you want to do this business? Like, why do you choose to do the business? And when I hear your why, I know your expectations, and I know, that you're going to do great things doing your business. But when I asked someone why, and they don't have a why, I always, send the person back, and I'm like, search yourself well. You have a reason why you send me a message to make an inquiry. You didn't just like the face or the page and you want to be here. So every day we sow seeds, either with our words, our words are seeds of feeling. Battle is a seed, for territory takeover, and honor is a seed for access. Now, listening is a seed for knowledge, and knowledge is a seed for change. Then it says the purpose of our knowledge is to create a change. So when you come across things like when, let's say, when we went back when you're in school, all the knowledge you gained from school. We have what we call a 5-year plan, like when we're in school. Then when you're done with college, the next thing is to get a job. In the next 5 years, you must have know whether that is the dream job, or you want to change, or you want to get a place, you want to get a house. Those are in line with your plans. Those are in line with the purpose and knowledge you've gained, in the process and the course of life. So the next one, we said purpose of knowledge is, to create a change. So you have a good news, or you hear something, or you see something you've never seen before, and you make inquiry for it. When you gain the knowledge, you make the change in your life. So the seventh decision, the seventh one, that is what we're in. Let me know where you're watching from. And today is a decision to sow seed with the expectation of a specific harvest. Sometimes when we want to start something, and already, like, it baffles me when someone says, I don't know if I'm going to succeed in this. That means you don't have an expectation in going into what you want to do. So when you have an expectation, okay, it creates the vision. It makes your why so clear. It becomes your driving force because you know your goal. Your expectations are more like your goals, your vision, your why of what you're doing. So when I hear someone say, I don't want to invest so much in myself because I don't know if, so it means you don't know, you don't have an expectations on why you want to invest in yourself, or you don't want to have an expectation of why you want to go to school. It's like saying, I don't have an expectation of going to school. Maybe you take up a course that you want to do, and you're saying, I don't even know if I'm going to succeed in that course. It means I don't have an expectation that I'm going to succeed in that course. So, the secret of harvest is not the seed. The secret of harvest is your expectations. Yeah, the secret of you reaping the reward of whatever you want to do is your expectations. So it's not even actually like your timing, your whatever you want to do. Like when you go into some courses you want to do, all right, you learn the courses. You're not doing it because of the course you choose. You're doing it because of what you want to do with the course after you finish running the course. So the secret of harvest is the expectation. What is your end goal? What is the end product of what you're working on? So when you have it in mind, at the back of your mind, it helps you, get to that expected harvest. So the seed is what God will multiply. So your expectations, like I said, is your why. Your why are your expectations. I've shared a lot of testimonials on this page of some of my business partners who came into the business because they just want a few $100 to supplement what they are earning, you know, because they have that expectation. God honors their expectation, and it kind of replaces their income. Because when your dream is this way, but you work so hard to achieve that dream, and God kind of helps enlarge the dream. So some came in with like, okay, my savings just have a few 500 to supplement all the things I'm paying. At the end of the day, they become debt free. They become multiple, six-figure earners, and they're happy because their expectations were not cut short. We are not cut short. The Bible says expectation of the righteous will not be cut short. So whatever you're doing, as long as you have an expectation, keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. It takes your expectations to drive you to your promised land, to drive you to your expected harvest. So, what are you expecting? Like Mike Murdoch said here, a lot of times people ask, why do we have to? I'm not going to go into that place. Why do we have to give? We are all givers, whether you're Christian or not a Christian. In one way or the other, you share your knowledge. In one way or the other, you give to your family. In one way or the other, the gift of time, the gift of your energy, the gift of you putting it into your work. Those are the seeds we are sowing. We sow the seed of our time to get a reward of our salary. You sow the seed of your energy to get a reward of, maybe if you're a handyman, to get a reward of your pay at the end of the day. So whatsoever we're doing, both in time, you're sowing the seed of time. In exhausting and energy, we're sowing the seed of energy. In giving alms, you're sowing the seed of alms. Those are the things, they all have rewards, coming to them. Those are the expectations of what we're doing. So you wake up in the morning, you drive to work. Your expectation is at the end of the month or the week, you get paid for what you did. Those are your expectations. So, like Mike Murdoch says, so your seed for an expected harvest. Yeah. So there are three harvests you should always expect, and this is very common. Even when you watch our complimentary webinar, you always hear most of the people or some of the people tell you they become debt free. They pay up their mortgages or they pay up their student loans within a space of time. Those are the harvest they were expecting before they started their business. So always I hear always people say they pay up their mortgages and they become debt free, or they enable them, like, buy up houses and invest in other things. But sure, you hear someone else say they pay up their hospital bills. Sometimes these things pile up if you don't have money for specialists and all that. So that's the beauty of it. Their expectations weren't cut short. And at the end of the day, God multiplies all those expectations because you sincerely work to achieve all those expectations. So the three habits that you get when you get all those, in our business, one, having financial flexibility or freedom, being debt free. Yeah, it's possible to be debt free, whether you're living in Western world or living wherever part of the world you are. It is possible to become debt free, and a lot of people are debt free, even in our business communities. Yeah, and they really enjoy it. Like anytime I go through the our private group, it kind of gives me joy on what I see, because I see people, I call it armies and soldiers God is raising even in such a time as this. When I see people and consistent six figures monthly, a lot of people doubt it. But this one, I was just reading and I saw one person, and she has been in the business since 2018. And I was just smiling. I'm like, God, you honor the words of your children. And when I read a little of her story, she said she just wanted if $10,000 extra monthly so that they can pay up the debts they were deep, they were soaked deep down in at that moment. But God, with her hard work and by God's grace, she exceeded that expectation. And by paying off all this, she became debt free. And now they are enjoying their lives. Imagine when you consistently earn $60 in a month, like you have nothing to worry about. So all they do, support ministries, give alms, volunteer. They already have um, their goal house. They already go to vacations all the time. Like what else, would you do with a lot of money apart from having the satisfaction, investing in your children, investing in your future, and enjoying your life? So the point is enjoying your now, saving up for your good because they are still young. They're golden years. So that's the beauty of it. So the second thing that you get is like a sevenfold return of anything you sow. Part of why you see some people tell me they've seen a lot of ads. Yeah, part of why you see a lot of ads, and part of why we are here is because we are enjoying this life as business owners. And the expectations of one of the expectations is to make sure, as many as want to be liberated or to be helped, to live a debt-free life or to enjoy the life you're enjoying. So three habits of the expectation, like I said, one is debt-free life, so you're free, so you're not at the mercy of anybody. Two is when you're enjoying that life, you help others do so. So that is why you see us here all the time. So one, you're living your purpose. One, you're enjoying the life. One, you're no more living stressful life, struggling to achieve one goal. Why soak yourself in debt? You are debt-free. One. Two, you help others build the same thing because I shared last month three things that successful people do is one, they multiply that well. Two, they help others. They always have a template that others will look and emulate and do the same thing because like this guy said, I'm trying to remember. Dean, he said it's only 2%, 2% of people in the whole wide world that are the elites. Why are these people there? Because they have a template that they follow. And even when they share the template, some people are not bold enough to take the steps. You have a lot of expectations, but you are not willing to associate to your own life or your own self. So what are your expectations? Are they so big? Do they dare you all the time? Do they keep you awake all the time? Those should be your driving force at any point in time. So one, the three habits of expectations. One, debt-free life. Two, having a template to help others, replicate the same thing you're doing to live free, debt-free life. And the third one is, having the boldness to actually share the wealth. Because one of the beauty, like I tell you guys, of the things that I read in the testimonials is the fact that when at least you personal sometimes become selfish when you have sought out your expectations and you are living your dream life. The next is to extend the helping hands to people. Now, not just people that don't wish to be helped, but people that can't that won't be reached. A lot of people, a lot of things I see most times that really bring tears to my eyes is the number and amount of people who are willing to extend helping hand as far as some countries are not privileged enough or don't have what you have and you're refusing to take action. And the people that are so into missionary works. So with all the things they've gotten, they are not living just for themselves, they live for other people. So those are one of some of the expectations, right? So if your expectation is just beyond you, your purpose is beyond you, you will find that purpose in this business. So find time as much as you can or when you can, watch the complimentary webinar, make your decisions and have a why and a set goal. Like I always ask as many, make inquiry. I asked, what are your expectations? What are your why? Because if you have a why, I am very sure, I'm positive you will succeed. Except you don't have a reason why you want to start a business, then you will not succeed. So as some people that will come into the community when they must have paid the 140, I'm like, oh God, all the money and all the things I'm seeing is scary and I'm not sure I will. Seriously, we all have the same 24 hours. And what I tell someone is, let your why be your definition, your drive force, because that's what is going to give you the harvest that you require. So the harvest of expectations is what? Sowing seed of time, sowing seed of energy, sowing seed of commitment, whatever you're doing. And you will sure reap your harvest, which is your expectations. So this is the last series for this book, the 7 decisions that will decide your success by Mike Murdoch. So next week we're going into magic full force. Yeah, and that's English. So we're gonna make it all week, like every day. So we'll make a weekly thing. So finally, guys, for as many of you has make inquiry, take the next step, take your time. I always tell you guys, please watch the 90 minutes workshop. If you can dedicate 4 years in school, to learn the course, even the courses that don't even relate to what you're doing at the end of the day, you take your time to pass those courses and you learn the courses. 90 minutes is too short for you to understand and know about the business, the modalities, what it entails for you to start. And as always, do your due diligence, please. Because if you don't know much about the business you're going into, having that zeal, the why, the expectations is really difficult. So one, have a why. Two, this is a business for every family because you're going to build generational wealth with this business. That is sure. Because that is the point of the whole thing. It's not just about you, it's about your family, it's about the extension of it all. So thank you for all those that followed through to this year and to the last day of this book. And like I said, the last thing is what the divine purpose authority is your order. So we have orders in everything. One, register your name and email address on my website. Two, watch the complimentary workshop. Three, take action, come into the community, learn the modalities of the business. Three, we help you start your business. Like I said, you have long lifetime coach and mentorship that it's going to help you throughout your business, throughout your journey, till you achieve those expectations and your desires. So your divine purpose and authority is in order. So follow order and please follow order. You're not gonna regret it. You're not gonna regret. We have a lot of career, but that's the beauty of it. You're gonna see a lot of people, truck drivers, security men, yeah, nurses, doctors, customer care officer, a lot of careers, nannies, early childhood educators, grandmas, grandpas, retiree, whatever. We have a lot of them in the community, and it's so much of a blessing having all this wisdom and expertise with us at all time. Guys, this is the last week of August. We're already going into the 9th month of the year. Do not let your goals and your desire be flushed down the year. You know, the luxury we all have is 24 hours, the time, but it depends. The only variable is you. So, like I said, the workshop is free. But to know the modalities of the business, you need a $149, which is refundable. So, like I always tell, it's like a key. It opens the door for you. You look through, you see the modalities of everything, you go through all the steps, and if you finish looking at it, doing your due diligence, and you're like, oh God, this is not for me, you use that key, open the door, you collect the 149 and you bounce. You go. Now, when you open the door and you're like, wow, this is it, this is what I've been looking for, and all that, you proceed to start your business. So have an amazing last month of August, and may the Lord grant all your heart desires. Your expectations will not be cut short. And share the word and sow the word, the seed of words, and change people's lives. Have an amazing night and have an amazing morning to all my business partners in Australia, because this is morning already. Have an amazing morning and God bless you. See you guys.